Today, we are going to learn about the osmoregulation in animals. In this topic, we are going to learn about the mammalia kidney, structure and functions of nephrons, role and mechanism of antidiuretic hormone. What is osmoregulation? Osmoregulation is the regulation of water content and solute concentration of body fluids. There are two major types of osmoregulation: osmoconformers and osmoregulator. Osmoconformers match their body osmolarity to their environment. It can be either active or passive. Example of osmoconformers is marine invertebrates. Osmoregulators. It tightly regulates their body osmolarity, which always stay constant and are more common in the animal kingdoms. It explicitly controls salt concentration despite the salt concentration in the environment. Example of osmoregulation is freshwater fish. Mammalian kidney. Kidney is an important homeostatic organ of mammal and has following functions: excretion, the removal of waste products of metabolic, osmoregulation, regulation of blood pH, secretion of the hormone erythropoietin. This is a structure of kidney. The kidneys are a pair of organs located in the bed of the abdomen. Each kidney is about 4 or 5 inches long, about the size of a pig. The function of the kidney is to filter the blood several times a day. It creates urine which collects in the kidney pelvis that runs down tube called ureter to the bladder. It also removes waste, controls the body fluid balance, and regulates the balance of electrolytes. Each kidney contains around 1 million units called nephrons, which is a microscopic filter for blood. Structure of the kidney. Renal artery, it brings blood from heart to kidney. Renal vein, it takes blood away from kidney to heart. Ureter, it carries urine from kidney to urinary bladder. Cortex is outer region of the kidney. Medulla, it contains the loop of ileum and the collecting duct located in the cone-shaped pyramid. Pelvis, central region which leads to ureter. Urinary bladder, store urine temporarily. The nephron. The nephron is the functional unit of the kidney. It consists of a single long tubule and a ball of capillary called the glomerulus. Function of nephron. It regulates the composition of body fluid by 3 processes: glomerular ultrafiltration, selective tubular reabsorption, tubular secretion. Another function is mineral ions are removed in the urine. Now, let's look at the structure of nephron. The component of nephron. Nephron has glomerulus, inner layer of proximal capsule made up of hepatocytes, proximal convoluted tubule, descending limb and ascending limb or helen, distal convoluted tubule collecting dust, a network of capillaries which surround it. Formation of urine. Formation of urine has 3 processes. First process is ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration is the separation of large molecule from small molecule by a very fine filter. This process occurs at the glomerular capsule. The diameter of the efferent arteriole, which transport blood into the glomerulus, is bigger than the efferent arteriole, which is transport blood out of the glomerulus. This creates a higher hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus. The blood contained in the glomerulus are filtered into bone capsule through ultrafiltration. Red blood cells, plasma protein, centellus, and white blood cells remain in the glomerular capillary. Osmoregulation catcher. The inner layer of the Osmoregulation catcher consists of podocytes which surround the glomerular capillaries. Podocytes have fruit-like protrusion called pedicel attached to the basement membrane. They are not tiny, thick, and have spaces between the cells. The basement membrane is composed of a meshwork of collagen fiber and glycoprotein. It is the basement membrane which acts as a fine filter. The three-dimensional structure of the glomerular blood capillaries and podocytes are shown below. The second process of the formation urine is reabsorption. In the proximal convoluted tubule, selective reabsorption occurs. All the glucose amino acids, most water and inorganic ion, example sodium and chloride ions, are reabsorbed into the blood. Urea is not reabsorbed at all. Fluid go down the collecting duct as urine. Reabsorption occurs by active transport. In the loop of hidden, reabsorption of water molecules occurs through the process called current multiplier. Most water is reabsorbed in the collecting duct by osmosis. This creates a higher hydrostatic pressure in the glomerulus. The blood contained in the glomerulus are filtered into bone capsule through ultrafiltration. Red blood cells, plasma protein, centellus, and white blood cells remain in the glomerular capillary. The loss of water concentrate sodium and chloride in the descending limb. The concentration of the filtrate is at its highest at the bottom of the root of Helen. In ascending limb, the sodium ion and chloride ion are transferred into the interstitial field of renal medulla. This results in a decrease of ion in the ascending limb. Some urea also diffuse from the collecting duct into the interstitial field of the medulla. The concentration of solute in the interstitial field increases. Water is drawn up by osmosis from collecting duct and the descending limb into the surrounding interstitial fields. The urine in the collecting duct becomes concentrated. The last process of formation urine is secretion. It happens in distal convoluted tubule and collective ducts. In the distal convoluted tubule, active secretion of toxic substances from blood capillaries into the tubule occurs. Examples of toxic substances that are excreted out from blood capillaries into glomerular filtrate are nitrogenous gas, urea, ammonia, uric acid, hydrogen ions, hormones, and drugs. From the distal convoluted tubule, the glomerular filtrate flows into the collecting ducts where most reabsorption of water occurs, and then flows into the ureter as urine. The picture at left-hand side is distal convoluted tubule. The picture at right-hand side is collecting ducts. Now, let us memorize that the process that occurs at each component of the plot. proximal convoluted tubule, the absorption of water, iron, and all organic nutrients. Distal convoluted tubule, secretion of ions, acids, blood, toxins, variable, the absorption of water, sodium ion, and calcium ion. Collecting dust, variable, the absorption of water, and the absorption of degradation of sodium, potassium, hydrogen, and bicarbonate ions. Log of Heller, further the absorption of water that is descending link, and both sodium and chloride ions that is ascending link. Role and mechanism of action of antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone, also called ADH. ADH is a 9-amino acid product produced by the neuron. A rise in the blood osmotic pressure could be due to low intake of water, excessive sweating, or large amounts of salts ingested. Control of water reabsorption of ADH. There are two conditions in control of water reabsorption of ADH. First condition is when the blood osmotic pressure is increased. Second condition is when the blood osmotic pressure decreases. When the blood osmotic pressure increases, the change is detected by the hormone receptor in the hypothalamus. Thus, impulses are generated and sent to the pituitary gland to stimulate the release of ADH. ADH is transported by the bloodstream to reach target organs, the kidney. ADH increases the permeability of the distal convoluted tubule and collecting dust to water. As a result, small amount of urine is produced. When the blood osmotic pressure decreases, the change is detected by the hormone receptor in the hypothalamus. These impulses are generated and sent to the pituitary gland to stimulate the release of ADH. And ADH is transported to the kidney. ADH decreases the permeability of the distal convoluted tubule and collecting dust to water. As a result, large amount of urine is produced. Diuretics are the chemicals that increase the production of urine. Drinking alcohol causes diuresis because alcohol inhibits the release of the antidiuretic hormone by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Thus, ADH production decreases the permeability of the wall of the collecting duct and the distal convoluted tubule to water. This increases urine production. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.